Hey everyone, the Divine Miss Ash, and I am going to actually do kind of like a four-parter reading today. We're going to look at the different signs. So we're going to look at earth signs, air signs, water signs, fire signs. I am going to be using the effery of fortune. So if you are insulted by blunt, in your face, kick your booty, bad language, this one's not for you. Wait for the next one, okay? So we're gonna look at each sign. We're gonna pull a fuckery card. We're gonna get some advice on how to do what it's asking us, and then we're gonna get some messages from spirit, from the other side to help us on our way. So we're gonna go and start with earth signs first. So this is an unprecedented time, you guys. Things are definitely feeling different. Wow, I had to fly out. And so it's time that we get some advice. Now, the first is you stop investing in the bullshit stories of the past and you finally discover the fucking truth. So for my earth signs, this is going, look, you keep saying, well, I can't do this. I don't know what my truth is. I can't move forward because in the past this has happened and I don't want to do it again. And it's all a bullshit story you're telling yourself. It doesn't mean that at some point it wasn't your truth, but it means that you keep taking that as an example, as an excuse to continue this pattern instead of breaking out of it. And so if you stop investing in those stories, if you stop telling those stories, if you keep saying, I'm just going to repeat the same mistake, this is just who I am, it's all bullshit. So you stop investing in the bullshit stories and finally discover your truth. So how are my earth signs going to do that? The first card that we get is Seven of Pentacles. The first thing is you're going to plant the seeds. This doesn't happen overnight, earth signs. This is an instant manifestation. This is literally working like each thought as a time. Every thought that comes up going, this isn't my story. This isn't my story anymore. I'm invested in the new. Replacing those thoughts. And this isn't something that you do for a day or 2 days or 3 days. You have to keep doing it. It's not just going to happen overnight. Just because you make the decision that you're going to stop telling that story, that doesn't, cancel 20, 30, 40 years of this pattern. And so you understand that and you're patient with yourself and you understand that you are planting a seed that needs to be tended to every day. Okay, the Emperor. The next thing is boundaries. Biggest thing I'm getting here, you guys, for earth signs is when somebody else, I'm going to tilt this up just a little bit if I can. When somebody else starts talking about your past, when somebody else starts talking about your history and who you are and how you've been, that you have that confidence and that boundary to go, actually, you know what? I'm working on that and I'm changing that and I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm not avoiding it. I'm leaning into it, but I need to know that I can cut that. I can burn that bridge and you're going to support me in that. By no longer pushing that back into my face, by no longer purposely bringing it up. That's not who I am anymore. I'm not attached to that version of how I used to show up anymore. Seven of Wands. Exactly. Rise above. Other people might go, wait a second, you've changed. Thank God, right? Other people might go, but that's why we connected. And that's the biggest thing here, earth signs, right? Is the way that I've always been is how we connected. If I change, what happens to that connection? Well, if it's ego-based, if somebody else is getting a rise out of it, if somebody else is getting off on your past story because you're acting a certain way because of who you used to be, because of the bullshit stories of your past, because of you not knowing your truth, then those connections are going to fall away because they're ego-based. But if they are truly soul connections and they are there for the enrichment of your growth and your journey, they're going to thrive and they're going to blossom. So let's get some message from spirit. Kind of in a weird place with words today. Okay? There are no hard feelings. Okay? What is it? The people that mind don't matter and the people that matter don't mind, right? There is no hard feelings. There is no reason to feel bad that you are, here it is, earth signs, abandoning who you used to be. That's not a thing. okay? You are growing into who you are meant to be, not abandoning that old version of yourself. I just feel like there's some childhood wounds here of like, look, I've been doing all I can to nurture this version of myself in these bullshit stories of my past. And what happens now if I leave them? You heal. You're not abandoning anyone. Nobody's going to be resentful unless they're using you. All right, so let's jump now to air signs. All right, air signs. What do we need to know? I'm an air sign myself. Air signs, brutal truths. This one just wants to keep coming. You deal with what actually needs attention instead of keeping yourself busy as fuck. All right, I feel a little called out. You embrace your shitty past and heal your inner child. So there's definitely some energy here for air signs that we are keeping ourselves busy. We are keeping ourselves distracted so we don't have to deal with the shitty past and the inner child. Quick little story. Last night, my 9-year-old actually had her like first panic attack. Like she said she couldn't breathe and her heart was beating. And like she said, there's something in my throat. There wasn't. And we laid there and I did the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with her. And we talked about anxiety and worry and all of that. But it was funny because it immediately brought up me as a kid and me having anxiety and how nobody believed me. Nobody believed that I had these feelings that I couldn't describe. And so I was taken back to my childhood and gave her what I needed. And I need to do that inside of myself, just not with my kids, but definitely need to be more so like that with my kids. So dealing with what actually needs attention instead of staying busy as fuck. All right, we get the 4 of Pentacles, we get Justice, and this one turned sideways, we get the Empress. So really, it just feels like we're trying to hold on to a version of ourselves, just like, guys, I think this is going to be universal, but just like those pesky earth signs, sorry. We're trying to hold on so we don't have to look at these things. We like keeping ourselves busy. We like talking in circles. We like talking with our hands, okay? We like sharing. And so to kind of go back inside of ourselves feels a little bizarre. It feels a little raw. And so there is this energy that we need to let go. And here's the other thing. We need to let go of this whole fairness thing. All right? Definitely, like, I know Libra is an air sign, this fairness energy, but it's like, but I can't let go because I didn't get my answer. I didn't get my closure. It didn't end fairly. What about me? That needs to be let go. The universe is balancing this out. You don't need to worry your pretty little mind over this anymore. Okay? The universe has this covered. By you wanting and waiting for closure or balance or whatever it is you're waiting for is a distraction to keep you from doing what you really need to do, which is embrace what has happened and embrace what you need inside of yourself and stop thinking that if you wait, somebody else, somebody's words, somebody's actions are going to fix that for you. You have everything you need inside of yourself, air signs. You don't need anybody else's approval or forgiveness or explanation. Stop trying to put your energy in 18 different directions when all of that energy could be focused back in here and needs to be. So, what is the universe wanting to say to these air signs? There's 2. Okay, I thought we had forever and there is still hope. Those are the 2 messages that come out here. This first one is like, I've got time. I have forever to deal with this. You do. You could also keep yourself distracted and never deal with it. Stop procrastinating. You will get somewhere. Your effort that you put into this now will be beneficial. But again, just like those earth signs, you can't shower once and expect to stay clean forever. You can't deal with what you're feeling once and expect it to just magically go away. You have to reapply. Okay? So that one was for my air signs. So now we're going to look at water signs. What are water signs needing a kick in the butt about right now? I'm gonna do a little flippy since these are two-sided. Whoop, there's one. You sit the fuck down and wait for good news to come. Oh. And you cut the damn energy vampires out of your life. So water signs. I feel like you're just like up and pacing around. I'm like, okay, when's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? There's also this like wanting to grasp. I'm gonna go get it. You know what? If it's not coming, I'll just go get it. That's fine. I'll go get it. I'll go grab it for me. Sit down. The other thing is it's saying there is good news coming. So why are you so stressed about what might go wrong? Why? Because you are empathically connected to people who are stuck in fear loops right now. And you are picking up on their anxious energy. Water signs, there are people that you are picking up, but there are also people projecting out to you. There are people, and that doesn't mean, I'm not saying that people are like trying to wish you bad or anything. I am saying that there are people in your life who are like, gosh, I really could use some freaking help. I wonder if I subliminally tell her. I wonder if I passively aggressively, yeah, that takes energy to read those cues. Everybody that is anybody needs to stop with the passive aggressive bullshit. We talked about this on my Instagram the other day, okay? If you want something, ask for it. Don't hint, don't assume, just go get it. Stop stating the problem and go get the solution. Don't say, I'm thirsty. Say, can I get a glass of water? Or go get a glass of fucking water, okay? So this energy for these water signs is really saying like, stop pacing around, stop worrying. You're picking that up from everybody else. Sit down. You are overcomplicating things. Good things are coming, but you need to cut and remove your cords. You need to detach. Put your phone down. If you are stuck in quarantine with somebody who is draining you, figure out a way to get some quiet time. Be saging, be taking showers, hot baths, get outside in nature, do anything you can. So we had the Magician card fall. I was working on the Earthside Divine Guidebook a little bit this morning and talking about how like, you don't need to work hard. You don't need to grind. You just need to align. You have all the resources you need. You are connected to all the right people to get what you need to make this happen. Okay? You have, and maybe this might be a specific message for somebody, but for water signs, like there might be that you like feel like there's all these people around you, but you can't go to them. You can't ask them for help. You can. And you putting up that boundary is not only keeping them out, but it's keeping yourself locked in. The Magician's energy is all about having the resources, having the connections, having the talents, having the mindset to create the reality that you need. You have it all inside of yourself. We get the Justice again, which we just got for the air signs. Everything is balancing out. But for this one, I feel like you do need to help it a little bit, okay? What I'm hearing for these water signs is the outside world is a reflection of your inside world. So your job here is to make peace. If you cannot find peace, make it. That involves acceptance. That involves surrendering. That was another thing that came up this morning, just kind of like hanging out today. I don't really have a big response energy today, which is unlike me. That's what I am. But it's this energy of like, what does surrender mean? Like we talk about surrendering, but in war, it means I'm no longer going to fight. And so we have to go like, I'm no longer going to fight this. If if you feel like you need to be up and pacing around, the more you fight that feeling, the more you're going to just be up and pacing around. Because when we stop fighting something, it stops fighting us. All right, last card, the Moon. I know that you can't see right now. water signs, I know none of us really can see. We don't know what's coming. But you don't need to stress and worry about it. You are ruining today for something that will very likely never happen tomorrow. I know that doesn't help. I know being told to calm down is like the worst thing to say to somebody who needs to calm down. But your job right now is to find that peace inside of you that can relax. The universe wants you to be happy. Last thing for these water signs, happiness is an emotion, just like sadness is an emotion, excitement is an emotion, surprise is an emotion. We don't live angry 24/7. We don't walk around surprised 24 hours a day. You're not going to walk around 24 hours a day happy either. We cycle through these feelings. So those people who are like, well, I can only be happy, I can only be balanced when I'm happy all the time. You're not anything all the time. None of us are. Happiness is an experience. It's an emotion. So find ways to experience happiness more often and get over the expectation that you're going to be that all the time. That's not how it works. Okay? All right, fire signs, you are up. So for you fire signs, that one card really wanted to come. It said Juju on it. Okay, so my fire signs, what kick in the pants do they need at this time? You fucking fight for it, because otherwise you'll always wonder. And one more piece of advice. You only accept offers that shimmer brightly like your sparkly hot ass. Okay? So here's the thing for my fire signs. The universe is saying that if you just sit on your ass and do nothing, I keep forgetting where my camera is, that you are always going to wonder what could be. You are always going to wonder what if. And so you have two options. We talked about this week too, because these are big themes that are coming up. If you can't let this go and move on, then you need to go get your answer. If you cannot go get your answer, then you need to move on. Like, there's only one side of it, okay? If you can't go get your answer, you have your answer, and it's no. And that's okay. But this is saying, if you don't take action, the answer is always no. So what's more important to you, fire signs? Is it more important that you stay safe and secure in your bubble of comfort of not knowing? Or is it more important to you to take the risk to possibly get what you want, or possibly not? But then at least you have an answer. And then you only accept what's beautiful, okay? Because the other thing that Spirit doesn't want these fire signs to do is it doesn't want you to go out and take the risk and go after what you want and for them to be like, well, here's a half-eaten Oreo. Well, that's not what I want. That's not what I'm fighting for. There is another message that comes up here, however, okay? That we cannot expect others to give us what we don't have. This is like elementary school math, right? Can I give you 8 pieces of candy if I only have 5? Nope. I can't demand that you give me truth if you don't know your truth. You cannot demand that people show up where you are, energetically, emotionally, mentally. So, you need, doing a reading, out. The joys of living in a 600 square foot house. So, you need to know, number one, are you asking for something? And I don't want to say like, well, they don't really know how to love right. And so like, I'm just going to take what they can. That's not what you deserve. Okay. You deserve somebody who's going to step up and learn how to love right. So there's a lot of different kind of swirling messages in here, and it would take too long to go into each and every one of them. So I hope you at least kind of got a gist, right? See how I was only accepting bright, sparkly ass offers, not letting them in the house, but they're going to try again. So here, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Fighting for what you want. Let's talk about this. Okay, 8 of Wands, communication, momentum, moving forward. I want the next card. I want to see what they're saying. Ace of Pentacles. And the next, strength. Guys, my fire signs are being guided to go after what they want, to make the communication, to ask for the new beginning. You are strong enough to accept whatever answer it is, yes or no or not right now. Okay? Strength is about being lamb and lion. One type of strength we talk about is like physical strength. I'm strong. I don't want to say aggressive because that's not it. Assertive, right? I have my boundaries. I have this. I know what I want. The other kind of strength is compassion and gentleness. And so that's what this is saying. Fire signs are being told to go ahead and trust the momentum to get the offer they deserve, to get that new beginning they deserve. And you need to know that you are strong enough to handle whatever that answer is. Whether it's, wow, this absolutely is not what I want and I need to put up my boundary, or holy crap, that hurt my heart. I need to be gentle and compassionate with myself when I heal, or yes, I know it's going to take work, but this is going to work too, and so I'm going to fight for it. Okay? So what is the universe saying to my fire signs? Oy. I love you. That's what it's saying to fire signs. I love you. I want you to succeed. I want you to have what you want. Do you want it too? All right, guys, so I hope that these quick little readings are helpful for you today. Both the Fuckery of Fortunes and Unspoken Messages of Truth and Love are available through the printer that I print from. This other deck was the Lightseer's Tarot by Chris Ann. And that's it for me today. Have a wonderful day. Hope to see you soon. Oh, hey, guys, also, can you comment, subscribe, do all that stuff? I was saying the other day, somebody was like, I really miss you on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, well, when I post on YouTube, I get 40 views total when I used to get thousands. So I need to know that it's reaching you. I need to know that it's getting to you. So I know that my time is best spent here. Otherwise, I'm going to stay over on Instagram because that's where the money's at. Not literally, but all right. Love you guys.